Finally, it's out! Absolute Superman has finally dropped, and it's time to check out everything about the first issue. What are the changes with this new Superman? Did his origin get a major overhaul? Stick around in this video, and you'll catch every little detail and see what this new Man of Tomorrow has that differs from what we know. Welcome to Comic Chronicles. Absolute Superman 1 was penned by Jason Aaron, with art by Rafa Sandoval, colors by Ulysses Arreola, and lettering by Becca Carey, introducing us to this new Superman who was created in the Omega universe, born from the energy of Darkseid. Even though this video has spoilers from the issue, I still recommend you read the whole story to form your own conclusions, and don't forget to hit that super like on the video and subscribe to the channel, as it really helps us grow on this platform and get this video out to more folks who love Superman and DC. Thanks a ton, and let's dive into the video. The story kicks off on Krypton, years back, 9 million light-years from Earth. The planet is governed by its cities. These cities have centers of tech and science, like Kandor, with lab-grown gardens and lava-powered energy plants. And its supercapacitors are the size of skyscrapers, made entirely of sunstone crystal. In the cities, the clerics worked, part of the Science League. They were capitalizing on the energy of the red sun and the planet itself to fuel their unquenchable thirst for progress, at any cost. The story is narrated by Superman himself. He mentions that the clerics were the class who dictated the rules on Krypton and that they were the most revered minds on the planet. But his parents weren't among them. Soon, the story shows a farm far from the cities. A farmer talks about how tough and expensive it was to pay for rain on his farm, which desperately needs it. But despite everything, it's taking forever to rain. A woman was chatting with him while fixing her harvester. The mechanic says it's all ridiculous, and she could even build her own cloud seeders for the farmer. The farmer agrees she could do that, but if she did, she'd get locked up, and he'd be left without a mechanic to fix his harvester. The mechanic's name is Lara Lorvan, Superman's mom. Superman narrates that his mother was a top student at her school. Everyone said she was destined for great things. One day, she wrote an essay criticizing Krypton's lack of funding for interstellar exploration. Because of that, she was labeled unruly and banned from ever applying to the Science Academy. She was only 9 years old when that happened, and her dream was to be an astronaut. Lara and the farmer also comment on how Krypton has been feeling weird lately. Lara seems worried about what her husband Jor-El is doing at that moment, far from there. The rain finally arrives, and we hear more of Superman's narration about the structured class division on Krypton, where the scientists sat at the top, while the workers were the lowest class, known as the Peoples of Steel. Krypton's class system was so rigid that everyone had to wear clothing with symbols denoting their class. While those in the upper class wore the red sun symbol, the workers had the S on their chest. The story then shows miners working in a mine. Jor-El, the team engineer, realizes something is off and that everyone should head to the surface, and the mine should be shut down until it gets inspected again. But soon, one of the higher-ups shows up demanding the mine be reopened, insisting his order shouldn't be ignored. The boss tells Jor-El he should look closely at the symbol on his chest and the symbol itself because he is his superior. Jor-El states that he will send a probe for inspection anyway. Soon enough, an earthquake hits the mine, the ground starts cracking, and a green substance bursts forth, corrosive to some Kryptonians present. Jor-El yells for everyone to run, while Superman narrates that Jor-El also had a bright future, but during his Science Academy graduation speech, Jor-El dared to question the planet's preservation methods. But since Krypton never took environmental issues seriously, they laughed at him. Krypton was doomed. The story then shifts to the present on Earth. In Brazil, at the Lajes Creek diamond mine, workers chat about the lack of snow that day. A detail worth noting is that the workers think it's snow, but it's something else. The narration mentions that 3 days ago, these workers were in the mine digging for a diamond source but ended up finding a large deposit of asbestos. Even though it's harmful to the workers, they were forced to keep digging, leaving many people nearby sick, including those outside the mine, where the fake snow was falling. Commanding this forced labor is an army of peacemakers who are there on behalf of a corporation called Lazarus. The workers are prevented from leaving, as they are in forced labor. This whole situation in the mine draws a parallel with what happened on Krypton, highlighting the differences in social classes. The pay they receive is very low, and basically, they're waiting to die until they reach the diamonds, but soon they find various carts full of diamonds, all perfectly cut, with no sign of asbestos in the air. Some comment that this is a miracle and there's no explanation, but one of them, Joao, says that their work is done, and they should take all the diamonds to the surface without mentioning what happened. As they exit the mine, two peacemakers are shocked to see them coming out so quickly with the diamonds. One comments that he's heard of the same occurrence in various other mines around the world. The Brazilians walk past them, still more confused about what happened. The comic then shows us a flashback from the previous night, where that worker, Joao, was talking to someone mysterious. Joao says he heard about him, someone who speaks both Spanish and English. Besides that, this mysterious guy has become somewhat of a legend. Joao invites him to a barbecue because the next day, they will face a blizzard. That mysterious person is Superman himself. He mentions that he's seen the wonders of Earth and also knows of places like this in Brazil, where companies operate through people's suffering. Kal-El asks Joao what the truth is in all this, and Joao responds that when you have what's worth fighting for, that's the truth. Superman thanks him and leaves, stating he has a lot of work to do. Back to the present, the peacemakers beat the Brazilian to find out who did the work for them. Soon, Lazarus sends in a squad of peacemakers to the scene, cruelly searching for the mysterious guy. Superman was sleeping while the AI in his suit was charging him with solar energy. In narration, Superman says he's seen everything Lazarus has done to various people over time, and they always do the same thing. The Kryptonian thinks he should have just left, but he's tired of running and now faces Lazarus. Superman engages in combat with the peacemakers while the AI in his suit, Sol, discovers that the tech and weapons the peacemakers use come from another galaxy. Superman faces the enemies with relative ease, but soon he's warned he's running low on solar energy, given it's been a while since he was exposed to sunlight. Sol tells Kal-El he needs to get out of there, but the Kryptonian insists the people are in danger because of him, and all he tried to do was help. After saving the people, Superman tells Joao to get everyone out of there and take the diamonds to someone who will pay them, but suddenly, the Kryptonian is hit by a powerful blast of rays emitted by Lazarus drones. One of the agents states that Superman must be captured alive, as that's the order from the director. The agents confirm he's responsible for what happened in several other mines, and something is disrupting the image transmission signal. Another agent mentions that it's his suit causing that, distorting the images and protecting him as a living armor. She even says she's heard him talking to his suit. Superman gets ticked off and quickly fires a mega blast with his heat vision, with Sol warning that he can't control it. An interesting detail is that his suit changes color when he uses his heat vision. The workers escape with their lives. After taking down some soldiers, Superman asks Sol to stop his heat vision, which quickly tells the Kryptonian he shouldn't risk his life to save those people and also shouldn't forget what he learned from Krypton. Some worlds can't be saved from themselves. Superman should return to the shadows. Kal-El agrees with Sol, but then someone traps the Man of Steel with special cuffs, and that person is Lois Lane, who in this universe is an agent of Lazarus. Check out this plot twist. Lois Lane cuffs the Kryptonian and calls him Superman, highlighting the detail that she is the one who names Clark Superman, but in different circumstances. Meanwhile, in the Nevada desert, someone is watching everything through images and becomes intrigued by Superman. This green being is Brainiac from this absolute universe. The story then shows the Kent farm abandoned, with a sign that says it's property of Lazarus Corp. The story wraps up back on Krypton, years before. Jor-El finds his wife Lara. He's injured after that incident in the mines. Jor-El is worried and says he still needs to run tests to be sure of what's coming, but before that, he wants to take a moment to appreciate the beauty of Krypton while he still can. Their son Kal-El arrives, and soon the three embrace, closing out the comic with an image of a flower being destroyed by that green gas. That was the first issue of Absolute Superman. All the discussions Jason Aaron brought into the script regarding class differences were quite intriguing. It's a new take on Superman, but it retains much of what we know from the main Earth Superman. Among the biggest changes, this new Superman is truly alone on Earth. He doesn't have a fortress of solitude, and so far, it's unclear if he ever went by Clark Kent. His father Jor-El wasn't part of the scientist class, unlike the Jor-El everyone knows. Additionally, Kal-El knew his parents and lived with them on Krypton. So, in contrast to the usual Superman who fled Krypton as a baby, this one left when he was a bit older. It was a fascinating character build, and the art is also really impressive. Another thing I want to mention is the change regarding Superman's symbol, which is now no longer the symbol of the House of El, but rather the symbol of Krypton's lowest class. It's a significant shift, considering that in the main universe, the S on Superman's chest signifies hope, something stated in the comic Superman, Birthright by Mark Waid and even brought up in the Man of Steel movie regarding the House of El's symbol. To learn more about Superman and all his comic mythology, be sure to check out our commission links in the description of this video and grab the Kindle version of Absolute Superman or other DC, Marvel comics, or even any type of purchase. This way, you support our work without paying anything extra for it. Thank you so much for all the support you give us. Now I want to know your thoughts. Did you like this story? Which did you enjoy more, Absolute Superman, Absolute Wonder Woman, or Absolute Batman? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button on the video, subscribe to our channel, and activate notifications so you don't miss anything about DC. Thanks a ton for watching the video till the end, and see you next time.